one's asking why. The world keeps spinning, no one seems to care. Lost in the noise, a silent prayer. Does anyone out there even hear the cry? I'm just a voice in the wind, but I'll keep on screaming, 'cause someone's missing. I won't stop dreaming.
Good morning. I hope everyone's having a great morning. Thank you for joining me. Looks like we have the Landers. We have Mikey. Thanks for joining me, Mikey. Stormy, Wisdom. We have Chris. Thanks for joining me, Chris. Kaylee Jones, Alex Caden, Invisible Amy. Did you know? Who else do we have? Thank you for joining me, Peggy, Steven. All right, guys, you know how I am. I just want to jump right into this and get as many out as we can in an hour. All right, let's get started. Okay, first we have Don Trey Hunter. Don Trey Hunter is missing from Wisconsin. He was 1 year old whenever he went at the time of his disappearance. He's 3 foot tall and 30 pounds. Please take a look at his age progressed photo. You may see him. If you think you do, please contact the Milwaukee Police Department at 414-935-7405. Don Trey Don Trey was last seen playing with his older sister on the porch of his home on North 18th Street and West Locust Street in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, on the morning of August 20th, 1975. He was last seen wearing a white t shirt, olive green colored trousers, and white tennis shoes. Next, we have Sharice McGee. She's missing from Las Vegas, Nevada. She was also one when she went missing. She was 3 foot tall and 27 pounds. Sharice was last seen in Las Vegas, Nevada on the 1st in 1975. She was taken from her home by a family member at approximately 11 p.m., and she has never been seen or heard from again. Her ears are pierced, and she was last seen wearing a blue shirt, blue shorts, white socks with red stripes across the top, and brown loafers. If you have any information about Sharice McGee, please contact the Las Vegas Police Department at 702 828 3111. Thanks for joining us, Fox. Next, we have Tracy King. She's missing from Pennsylvania. She was last seen July 8th, 1975. She was 14 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5'3", and she weighed 110 pounds. Tracy Ann King was last seen leaving Hoffman Homes, a children's home in Mount Pleasant Township, Pennsylvania, on July 8th, 1975. Tracy was having problems at the time and was living at the home as a result. She had run away from the facility twice before, but returned shortly thereafter both times. She has never been heard from again. She has a scar on her right ankle and pock marks on her temple. If you have any information about Tracy King, please contact the Pennsylvania State Police. And if you'll look, she does also have an age progressed photo there. Please take a little look at that, see if maybe this is someone you may have seen. Next, we have Robin. Robin is missing from Montana. She was last seen July 5th, 1975. She was 14 years old at the time of her disappearance and 100 pounds. She went to watch a softball game in Whitefish, Montana on July 5th. She was walking on a West 2nd Street towards a softball field en route to a residence just 2 houses down from her own. She has never been heard from again. She left her purse behind and she wasn't wearing shoes when she went missing. She was last seen wearing cut-off jean shorts and a tan patterned halter top. If you have any information about Robin, please contact the Whitefish Police Department at 406-863-2420. I can't move that over a little bit. There we go. Okay, this is Alice Jefferson. Alice is missing from Fort Campbell, Kentucky. She was last seen July 4th, 1975. She was 21 years old at the time of her disappearance. She weighed 115 pounds and she was 5 foot tall. Alice Jefferson was last seen in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, sometime during 74 or 75. She was living on post with her two small children and her husband, Lee Andrew Jefferson, a soldier who was assigned there between March in 73 to July of 75. Her, she left her vehicle and clothes behind and has never been heard from again. If you have any information about Alice Jefferson, please contact the U.S. Army CID at 270-412-7881. And again, she also has an age progressed photo. Maybe she looks familiar to you. Please contact that U.S. Army number if you may think you've seen her or you do see her. This is Wendy Eaton. Wendy Eaton is missing from Pennsylvania. She was last seen May 17th, 1975. She was 15 years old at the time of her disappearance, 4'10", and she weighed about 90 pounds. Wendy Eaton was last seen on May 17th of 75, 3 blocks from her home, walking to town at approximately 3:05 p.m. She is deaf in one ear and has pierced ears and wears corrective lenses. You think that you may have seen Wendy Eaton, please take a look at her age progressed photo and contact the Pennsylvania State Police at 215-452-5216. Rest in peace, Marcus. Emily was found safe. Missing Benjamin Williams. He is missing from Pensacola, Florida. Last seen January 27th, 2025. He's 16 years old. He was last seen on January at 3 p.m. on the 7100th block of Pennington Drive. He was wearing a black hoodie, black shorts, and he was also carrying a black backpack. You think you may have seen him? Please contact their county sheriff's department at 850-436-9620. Next, we have Ava Orton. She's missing from Buffalo, New York. Last seen January 4th of this year. She is 23 years old, 5'2", and she weighs 130 pounds. On January 31st, the Buffalo Police Department alerted the public that Ava had been reported missing to them on January 4th. Yesterday was her 23rd birthday, and she has no known means of transportation. If you would happen to think you see her, please contact the Buffalo Police Department or 911. Sadie was found. She was found safe. Alba safe. Naya found safe. Missing Stacy Heim. She's missing from Arizona. It looks like she is on medication. She was last seen January 13th, 2025. She is 68 years old, 5'1", and she weighs about 140 pounds. Stacy was last spoke to on January 13th. She was last seen around Old Highway 66 in Arizona, where her car was found abandoned with keys inside. She has tattoos on her bicep, lower back, and chest. She is described to have dark brown hair and blue eyes. If you think you have seen Stacy, please contact their sheriff's department at 928-771-3260. Name of David Williams. David Williams is missing from New Jersey. He was last seen April 7th of 1975. He was 12 years old at the time of his disappearance, 5'1", and he weighed about 113 pounds at that time. He was last seen leaving the New Lisbon State School off of State Highway 72 in New Jersey. He was in the company of another male child, Stephen Anderson. David wears seizure helmet and was last seen wearing a small blue corduroy jacket, striped pants, and a dark polo shirt. Do you have any information about David? Or here's his age progressed photo. Please take a look at that because that's probably what he would look like right now. If you have any information about him, please contact the New Jersey State Police at 1-800-233-2915. Next, we have Stephen Anderson. He's missing from New Jersey, 17 years old at the time of his disappearance, also been missing from 1975, 5'9" at the time of his disappearance, and 150 pounds. If you look, he also has an age progressed photo, and I think they did very well with that one. Stephen Eugene Anderson was last seen leaving the New Lisbon Development Center. So this Stephen Anderson is the one that was with David Williams, as they both, I guess, went together. But if you have any information about Stephen, please contact the New Jersey State Police, just as the same as the one before, the David Williams. at 1-800-233-2915. Sheila Lyon is missing from Maryland. She was last seen March 25th, 1975. She was 12 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5'2", and weighed 100 pounds. She was adorable child. If you look, she has an age progressed photo there. If you think you may have seen Sheila, please contact their police department at 301-279-8000. Her circumstances were that her and her younger sister, Catherine Mary Lyon, was last seen at the Wheaton Plaza Shopping Center in 75. Sheila was last seen wearing far-sighted gold wire-rimmed glasses. Catherine has a birthmark on the inside of her upper thigh. In 2014, the Montgomery County Police Department asked for the public's assistance with any information related to the late 1960s or 70s model station wagon believed to be involved in the girl's disappearance. Which we could go in a rabbit hole here because that is 1975 and there's the station wagon because several other cases in that year of missing children did involve station wagons. So we'll have to deep dive into that one day. No, I mean, Fox. Okay, next we have Catherine. Catherine is also missing from Wheaton. She was last seen March 25th, 1975, age 10, 4'8", and 85 pounds at the time of her disappearance. Catherine Mary Lyon and her last sister was with her older sister Sheila Mary were last seen at the Wheaton Plaza Shopping Center. So as we just discussed this one, Sheila was with her sister Catherine. And again, this was just exactly the same. There was a 1960s to 70s model station wagon believed to be involved in the girl's disappearance. If you have any information, please contact the Montgomery County Police Department at 301-279-8000. Welcome, chick. Next, we have Larry Williams. Larry Williams is missing from Long Beach, California. Last seen July 1st, 1975. He was 16 years old at the time of his disappearance, 4'9" and 90 pounds. Larry Dean Williams was last seen leaving his home on his way to the beach on January 25th, 1975. He frequently hitchhiked between Long Beach and Seal Beach, California. He has a chipped front tooth. He has a scar on his abdomen and his head. Larry may go by the nickname Rabbit. Please take a look at his age-progressed photo and see if something about him seems familiar to you. If you have any information or you think you may see Larry Williams, please contact the Long Beach Police Department at 562-570-7260. Floyd Davis was found safe. Missing, I'm going to say this wrong, I'm sure. Is it Consuela Cash is missing from Los Angeles, California. She was last seen January 3rd, 1975. She was 7 years old at the time of her disappearance. She was 2'11", and she weighed 44 pounds. Please take a look at her age progressed photo, see if anything looks familiar. Consuela Cash was last seen in Las Vegas, California on January 3rd. Since then, she has never been heard from again. Her disappearance is considered suspicious, and she may not have been the victim of a homicide. She has a small circular birthmark on the left side of her cheek. Isla Manor is missing from Greensboro, North Carolina, last seen December 4th, 1974. She was 17 years old at the time of her disappearance. She weighed 125 pounds and she was 5'3". Thank you, Wisdom. I knew I would booger that up. I apologize, guys. I really do try, but I'm not good with some of these names. Veronica was reported missing by her mother on December 5th. She was last seen leaving her father's residence. She was last known to be wearing a gray Cleopatra coat, blue pants, and platform shoes. She often wore weaves in her natural hair. Foul play suspected. If you have any information about her, please contact the Greensboro Police Department at 336-373-2222. Thank you for joining me, Nancy. Next, we have Sherry Johnson. Sherry Johnson is missing from Independence, Missouri. She was last seen November 10th, 1974. Adorable, adorable little girl. She was 4 years old at the time of her disappearance, 3'6", and she weighed 40 pounds. Please take a look at her age progressed photo. Sherry Lynn and her brother Michael Lloyd Johnson were last seen at their home in Independence, Missouri in November of 1974. The above missing date is an approximation and is unknown exactly when they were last seen. The height and weight listed for each one is also an approximation, as their exact measurements at the time of their disappearance are unknown. And I'm sure we'll go next, and it will, yep, and there's the little brother, Michael Johnson. So, you have any information about Michael or Sherry here, please take a look at Michael's little picture here. This is his age progressed photo. If you have any information about them, either one of them, contact the Independence Police Department at 816-325-7300. Good morning, Kimber. Next, we have Mark. Mark is missing from Freeport, Texas. He was last seen September 22nd, 1974. He was 17 years old at the time of his disappearance. He was 5'8" and he weighed 125 pounds. Again, he also has an age progressed photo. Please take a look and see if there's anything that may look familiar to you. It says he was last seen surfing off of Bryan Beach with a friend on September 22nd, 1974. He was last seen with his bright yellow surfboard wearing blue cutoff shorts. Mark is assumed to be lost at sea. If you have any information about Mark, please contact their police department at 849-22 or I'm sorry, 979-849-2441. Joseph Hurtado is missing from Paso, Texas. Last seen September 9th, 1974. He was 1 year old at the time of his disappearance. He was 2'6" and he weighed 22 pounds at the time of his disappearance. Please take a look at his age progressed photo. He may be someone that you see or you may know. Joseph was last seen walking to his grandmother's home. A neighbor said he saw an unidentified blue car in the area. The car disappeared the same time as Joseph. Joseph has a birthmark near his right kidney and has club feet. When he was wearing brown orthopedic shoes when taken. If condition is not treated, he will have severely pigeon-toed feet. If you have any information about Joseph, please contact their county sheriff's department at 915-538-2217. Chanel was found safe. Serenity safe. Wow, awesome. I love the safe ones. Excellent. Good deal. Oh, Kevin, rest in peace, Kevin. Lorraine found safe. Excellent. Missing. Gary Locklear. He's missing from North Charleston, South Carolina. He's been missing since September 6th, 1974. He was 15 years old at the time of his disappearance, 5'6", and he weighed 116 pounds. Gary was last seen walking down Remont Road in Charleston Farms community in Charleston, South Carolina, en route to a friend's home at 10 p.m. on September 6th. This was the day before his 16th birthday. He has never been heard from again. He left all his belongings behind, including his wallet. He has a 2-inch coffee burn on the right side of his stomach. If you have any information about Gary, please contact the North Charleston Police Department at 843-740-2800. Cynthia Gooding is missing from Florida, last seen September 3rd, 1974. She was 16 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5 foot tall, and she weighed 100 pounds. Cynthia was last seen with a friend, Teresa Alfonso, at a movie theater in Marathon, Florida. At the time of her disappearance, Cynthia used the nickname Cindy. She has a scar on her left eyebrow. She was last seen wearing blue jeans and a light blue skirt with white and yellow flowers. Please take a look at her age progressed photo. If you think you may see her or if you know her, please contact the Monroe County Sheriff's Department at 305-289-2410. Let me take a look over here at chat. How are we doing in chat, guys? Good? I'm sure you are all always good. Still sound okay, guys? This mic was a little weird this morning, so I worry that it'll probably go back and forth. All right. So we have, did we do Teresa already? Oh, she's the other one. Okay. So Teresa Alfonso, which is also the friend that was with Cynthia. Was last seen with a friend at a movie theater in Marathon, Florida. At the time of her disappearance, she had a small gap between her front teeth. She reportedly went missing with Cynthia Gooding. She was last seen wearing a blue shirt, brown pants, and high heel shoes. If you have any information about Teresa, please contact the Monroe County Sheriff's Department. Please take a look at her age progressed photo. That department's number is 305 289 2410. Danny Jones. Danny Jones is missing from Gilmar, Texas. He was last seen September 1st, 1974. He was 15 years old at the time of his disappearance, 5'5" and weighed 150 pounds. Danny Lee Jones was last seen on September 1st of 74. He was last seen wearing blue jeans. He has a scar on his right arm near his he has a scar on his right arm from a near amputation. Ooh. He is described to have strawberry blonde hair and blue eyes. Please take a look at his age progressed photo. Yes, I do realize he would be an older man right now, but every person deserves to come home and every family deserves closure. If you have any information, please contact the Gilmar Police Department at 903 843 5545. We have Nadine Odell. She's missing from Inkster, Michigan. Last seen August 16th, 1974. She was 16 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5'1" and weighed 105 pounds. Nadine Jean Odell was last seen shortly after 9:30 a.m. walking down John Daly Road toward Michigan Avenue in Inkster. She was going to babysit at her boyfriend's home, but she never arrived at her destination in Taylor. Her boyfriend was on the way to meet her and arrived 20 minutes later and they had not crossed paths with her. She was wearing her boyfriend's high school ring on a chain around her neck, a white gold Taylor Center High School class ring with a blue stone and ram's head on it from the year 1976 or just 76 on it, and a white t-shirt and blue faded baggy jeans. If you have any information about Nadine, please contact their police department at 313-563-9850. That beautiful red hair. Next, we have Rhonda. Rhonda is missing from Lawrence. She was last seen August 7th, 1974. She was 17 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5'5", and she weighed 120 pounds. Susan was last seen on Andover Street in Lawrence, Massachusetts. She was hitchhiking home from Lawrence to Lowell, or is it Lowell? Might be Lowell. Lawrence to Lowell, Massachusetts on August 8th, 1974. She goes by her middle name, Rhonda. She was last seen wearing a white blouse, blue dungarees with a black suede handbag. If you have any information about Rhonda and please take a look at her age progressed photo, please contact their police department at 978-671-0900. We have Deborah. Deborah Myers, missing from Rawlins, Wyoming. She was last seen August 4th, 1974. She was 15 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5'4" and 115 pounds. She lived at the Red Lodge, Montana at the time of her disappearance. She and her family were visiting relatives in Wyoming on the day that she had went missing. She left a relative's home on August 4th, 1974 to see a movie and she never returned. She has not been seen or heard from since. Deborah had a full set of false teeth and a small round growth on her left ear. If you think you have any information about Deborah, or if you'll please take a look at her age progressed photo, if you have any information, please contact the Carbon County Sheriff's Department at 307-324-2776. Annette Anderson is missing from Jacksonville, Florida. She was last seen August 1st, 1974. She was 11 years old at the time of her disappearance, 4'4", and she weighed 61 pounds. Please take a look at her age progressed photo. She and her sister, Mylette Josephine Anderson, were left home alone at approximately 6 p.m. while their mother went to check on a sick relative. The mother called to check on Annette and Mylette at 7 p.m. and they were fine. When their father had arrived home at 7:20, Annette and Mylette were nowhere to be found. If you have any information, please contact the Jacksonville Sheriff's Department at 904-630-0500. And this is Mylette, the one that was with her. Again, if you have any information about either of them, please take a look at Mylette's my little age progressed photo too. I think again they did a good job with this one. Unlike Summers, I still can't agree with Summers, but they're doing really good on these. Please contact the Jacksonville Sheriff's Department at 904-630-0500. Cynthia Leslie is missing from Mesa, Arizona. Last seen July 31st, 1974. She was 15 years old at the time of her disappearance. She was 5'6" at that time, and she weighed 109 pounds. Cynthia Arnetta Leslie and her sister Jackie Lynn Leslie went to a friend's house 3 blocks away from the Desert Sands Mobile Home Park. There has been no trace of either one since Cynthia has a 1/2 inch mole on the outer side of her left armpit. Her nickname is Cindy. Her nickname is Cindy, and if you have any information about her, please contact the County Sheriff's Department at 602-876-1000. Please take a look at her age progressed photo and see if you may notice Cindy somewhere. Here's Jackie Leslie that was with her. So we have Cynthia and then we have Jackie, both the same story. Please take a look at Jackie's little age progressed photo. If you think you may know her or have any kind of information, please contact their county sheriff's department at 602-876-1000. We have Jennifer Conroy. Jennifer Conroy's been missing from Kansas City, Missouri since December 14th, 1993. She was 15 years old at the time of her disappearance, 4'10", and she weighed 120 pounds. Jennifer Conroy and her infant daughter Ashley Conroy were last seen in their hometown of Kansas City, Missouri on December 14th, 1993. At that time, they were residing with Jennifer's grandmother in the 1000th block of Monroe Street. Jennifer informed her grandmother that she and Ashley were going to go visit a friend and would return in an hour. For that short trip, Jennifer took only one diaper, one bottle, and some baby formula, a routine she typically followed when leaving home briefly. The pair was reported accompanied by a male acquaintance, and a neighbor observed that getting into a pickup truck. Since that day, Jennifer nor Ashley has ever been seen again, and their disappearance still remains unsolved. Foul play is suspected in her case. If you have any information about Jennifer Conroy, please contact the Kansas City Police Department at 1-816-234-5000. And there's the daughter, Ashley. Ashley is the same story as the one before. Last seen December 14th, 1993. But she was 7 months old at her disappearance. She was about 2 foot tall and she weighed about 15 pounds. If you have any information, again, please contact the Kansas City Police Department at 816-234-5000. Is she not the cutest baby? That little grin. Oh my goodness. I know I'm gonna booger this name up. Please forgive me, but I'm gonna give it a try anyway. Salaya. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Salaya is missing from St. Cloud, Minnesota. Last seen December 11th, 2024. She was 17 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5'4", and she weighed 120 pounds at that time. It looks like she was last seen on December 11th of 24. She was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, black leggings, and white and blue Nike Air Max shoes. She has black hair and brown eyes. You have, it's called Mesa. Is it? Okay, it's pronounced Mesa. Okay. I knew I would booger these names up, guys. I'm not good with this. But I'm trying. I'm trying. If you have any information, please contact the St. Cloud Police Department at 320-345-4444. We have Alyssa. Alyssa's missing from Clarkville, Tennessee. She's been missing since January 25th, 2025. She was 17 years old at the time of her disappearance, and she was last seen around 1 p.m. on Cloversdale Drive in Clarksville, Tennessee. She was last seen wearing a white t shirt, red pajama pants. Detectives believe Alyssa may be traveling toward Knoxville, Tennessee. If you have any information about Alyssa, please contact the Clarksville Police Department at 931-648-0656. I'm getting all mumble mouth today. Rest in peace, Kevin. Andrew was found safe. Missing Margaret Fox. She's missing from New Jersey. Last seen June 24th, 1974. She was 14 years old at the time of her disappearance. She was 5'2" at that time and she weighed 105 pounds. She was last seen getting off of a school bus on June 24th, 1974. Margaret was last seen wearing jeans with a yellow patch on the knees, a blue blouse, and a white black checkered jacket and brown sandals. She also was wearing a gold necklace with flowers with a blue stone and a gold charm bracelet with a blue stone. Please take a look at her age progressed photo. If you have any information or you think you know Margaret Fox, please get a hold of the Burlington City Police Department at 609-386-3300. We have Amijah, missing from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, last seen January 28th, 2025, age 16 at the time of her disappearance. She was last seen at the 500th block of York Street, Gettysburg Borough, wearing a black and white colored hoodie, black colored pants, black and white colored Nike shoes, a black duffel bag, and bright blue colored backpack with pink and green markings. She has known ties to both New York and Baltimore City. If you have any information about her, please contact the Gettysburg Police Department at 717-334-8101. Welcome, Mama Bear. Thanks for joining me. We have Jeffrey. Jeffrey's missing from Ocean Shores, Washington. He was last seen June 15th, 1974. He was 7 years old at the time of his disappearance, 3'9" and 45 pounds. It looks that he was last seen playing near a picnic area inside of Ocean City State Park in Ocean City, Washington. He was last seen wearing plaid socks, a white jersey with navy number 33 on it, a blue jacket, white tennis shoes, and a blue sailor hat. Please take time to look at his age progressed photo and think if anything stands out to you or if he looks recognizable to you. Please contact their Harbor County Sheriff's Department at 360-249-3711. We have Valerie. Valerie is missing from Brooklyn, New York, last seen May 4th, 1974. She was 20 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5'6" and weighed 120 pounds at that time. Please take a look at her age progressed photo. She was last seen outside I'm not sure if that is a store, but it's at 96th Street and 3rd Avenue, New York City, getting into a vehicle with two unknown males. She was last seen wearing a plaid coat with fur collar, a striped polo shirt, camel pants, and black boots with studs on the sides. Valerie has a scar on her left calf. If you have any information about Valerie, please contact the New York State Police at 1-800-445-2500. Next, we have Cynthia Sumter. She's missing from San Jose, California. Last seen April 27th, 1974. She was 5 years old at the age of her disappearance. She was 3'8" and weighed about 55 pounds. She was last seen playing outside her apartment complex in San Jose, California. She has a calic on the right side of her hairline, a mole on the left side of her back, a small cleft chin. Her eyes may appear dark blue to hazel in color. Cynthia was last seen wearing a red and white striped sleeveless shirt with a blue star on the front and purple pants. She was not wearing any footwear. Her nickname is Cindy. Please take a look at her age progressed photo. If you have any information about Cynthia, please contact the San Jose Police Department at 408-537-1340. There's Robert Parks. He is missing from, as Chris, you said it was Mesa. Okay, he is missing from Mesa, Arizona. Last seen April 11th, 1974. He was 13 years old at the time of his disappearance, 5'6" and 120 pounds. Robert Raymond Parks was last seen leaving his home in Arizona on April 11th, 1974. He has never been seen or heard from again. He left behind all of his belongings, including his wallet. A seventh grader at Powell Junior High School at the time, Robert's case remains shrouded in mystery, but foul play is suspected. If you have any information about Robert, contact their police department at 480-644-2211. Please take a little look at his age progressed photo and see if maybe that guy looks like someone you know. And it could very well could be Robert. Next we have Lee. Lee Savoy is missing from Massachusetts, last seen April 7th, 1974. He was 10 years old at the time of his disappearance, 4'4", and weighed about 60 pounds. Around about 11 a.m. on April 7th, Lee left his home on State Road carrying his shoe shine kit, prepared to work at the racetrack. Shining shoes, he stopped at a restaurant, Beachmont Square, where he had a sandwich and a glass of milk. He asked the owner to hold on to the shoe shine kit for just a few minutes, promising to return, but he never came back. Lee was last believed to be wearing cut off blue shorts, sneakers, and a white t shirt with the words, "Try it, you'll like it." He is described to have sandy blonde hair and brown eyes. Please take a look at his age progressed photo. And if you think you have any information about Lee, please contact their police department at 781-284-1212. We have Judy Gary. She's missing from Louisiana. Last seen August 2nd, 1986. She was 19 years old at the time of her disappearance. She was 5'2" at that time and weighed 130 pounds. She was last known to be heading to the hospital drugstore on Main Street in Martinville, Louisiana. She was on foot and had never returned. At the time of her disappearance, she was married and had a child. She is described to have dark brown hair and green eyes. If you have any information about Judy Gary, please contact the St. Martinville Police Department, 337-394-3001. We have Nancy O'Sullivan. She's missing from South Holland, Illinois. She was last seen March 7th, 1974. She was 15 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5'4", and she weighed about 115 pounds. She was last seen in South Holland, Illinois, and is believed to be a victim of foul play. Please take a look at her age progressed photo, and if you think you have any information about Nancy O'Sullivan, please contact the Homewood Police Department at 708-206-3427. Amy Billing is missing from Coconut Grove, Florida, last seen March 5th, 1974. She is 17 years old, 5'5", and weighed 107 or 110 pounds at the time. Amy Billing was last seen hitchhiking near her home in Coconut Grove, Florida. She has a scar on her abdomen. She is described as having brown hair and brown eyes. Isn't she just beautiful? Look how gorgeous she is. Please take a look at her age progressed photo. You may know Amy. If so, please contact the Miami Police Department at 305-603-6640. Next, we have Ian Ewing. He's missing from Springfield, Missouri, last seen April 17th of 2022. He was 29 years old at the time of his disappearance, 6'2", and he weighed 150 pounds at that time. He was last seen walking near Stick It in Your Ear, a vinyl music store in Springfield, Missouri. He had left his home on April 15th and has not been heard from or has returned since. Few details are available about his disappearance. He has brown hair, blue eyes, and several distinctive physical features, including front teeth that are slightly ground down, pierced in gri- gauged piercings in both earlobes, and a septum piercing. He has multiple tattoos, a large cow skull with roses coming out of its eye sockets on the chest, the words 1 million dead gods on his ribs, a design featuring an apple, seven eyes, and a snake on his left shoulder, an abstract deception of a human figure on the inside of his forearm, like a bird like creature on the outside of his right wrist. Well, that was a little hard to read. Please take a look at the little photo also. You may know him. If you have any information, please contact the Springfield Police Department at 417-864-1810. Looks like Trey was found safe. Excellent. Another found safe. We have Colt Haynes. Colt is missing from Oklahoma, last seen July 8th of 2013. He was 21 years old at the time of his disappearance, 5'10", and weighed 180 pounds. I don't know if I can read this. I'm going to try. My glasses are still not in. Colt Haynes and Molly Miller disappeared from Wilson, Oklahoma on July 8th, 2013. The night before, they were passengers in a 2012 Honda Accord driven by 20-year-old James Con Nip at 10:30 p.m. Nip, who was driving the vehicle, fled from police during a traffic stop, leading to a high-speed chase. They reached speeds up to 120 miles per hour and ended near Long Hollow Road in Love County. Around 12:47 a.m., Molly made multiple 911 calls, all of which dropped. No one was dispatched to this area to investigate the calls. Colt called friends claiming he was injured, coughing up blood, and unable to move in a creek bed near. Wait, did I read that? Colt's friend couldn't locate him. Molly also made several calls to loved ones saying she was stranded in a field. Her phone was pinged off a tower between Pike and Long Hollow Road. Nip was convicted of eluding police and is sentenced to 10 years in prison. He served 4 years and was released in 2018. If you have any information about Colt Haynes or Molly Miller, please contact the Bureau of Indian Affairs at 833-560-2065. And here is the Molly Miller that goes with Colt Haynes. Same story. I think Dago actually went over this, and I think Arctic has too. I'm pretty sure he had went over this one too. But yeah, I think they definitely suspect some foul play here. But if you have any information about Molly, please contact the Bureau of Indian Affairs at 833-560-2065. Here is Darren. Darren is missing from Oklahoma, last seen May 26, 2013. He was 32 years old at the time of his disappearance, 6'2", and he weighed around 250 pounds. Charlie was last seen at 9:30 p.m. on May 26th after dropping off his brother at his Job Corps in Guthrie, Oklahoma. He mentioned wanting to get home to rest before the workday began. Charlie lived near 59th and Sunny Lane in Del City, Oklahoma, but he never made it home and had not been heard from since. Charlie was driving his orange 2007 Dodge Nitro at that time. On June 6, 2013, the vehicle was discovered abandoned out of gas near Mount Hood in Hood River County, Oregon. The car was located near the Zigzag Trailhead, backed up to an embankment off Highway 35. Inside were Colley's laptop, clothing, passport, and car keys. The front license plate had been removed and was found beside a seat. The search of the vicinity turned up no indication of his whereabouts. His case remains unsolved. Please take a look at both photos. If you think you have any information about Darren, please contact the Guthrie Police Department at 405-282-3535. Reba McCoy is missing from Columbus, Ohio. Last seen March 28, 1999. She was 32 years old at the time of her disappearance. She was 5'2" and she weighed 110 pounds at that time. She was last seen by family in Columbus, Ohio. She may have been on her way to New York. Her maiden name is Reba Williams. She has a tattoo on her upper left arm and is described to have brown hair and green eyes. If you have any information about Reba, please contact the Ohio Bureau of Criminal at 740-845-2419. We have Donald Simmons Jr., who is missing from Lebanon, Oregon. Last seen June 20th of 24. He was 50 years old at the time of his disappearance, 5'10", and weighed 200 pounds at that time. The last contact with Donald Leroy Simmons Jr. was on June 20th of 2024, just after 8 p.m. He texted family to say he was getting his hair cut. His van and belongings were located in the 3200th block of Berlin Road in Lebanon, Oregon. He was last seen wearing blue jeans, a dark colored t-shirt with white graphics on the front, a baseball cap, and work boots. He is described to have brown with gray hair and blue eyes. If you have any information about Donald, please contact the Lebanon Police Department at 541-258-4318. Alicia found safe. Great. Safe. Safe. Can't get enough of the safe ones. Angelisa is missing from Springfield, Maine. Excuse me. Last seen January 26, 2025. She is 16 years old at the time of her disappearance, 4'11" and 90 pounds. She was last seen leaving Bay State Medical Center on January 26, 2025. She may be in the Kimberly Avenue, Wayne Street, or West Alford Street area. She has an A tattooed on her hand. If you have any information about her whereabouts, please contact the Springfield Police Department at 413-787-6300. The Martin sisters have been found safe. Chase found safe. Missing Veronica is missing from Georgia, last seen January 2025. She is 16 years old, 5'6", and she weighs 140 pounds. She is missing from Snellville, Georgia. She was last seen wearing a gray jumpsuit with South Gwinnett swim Team written on it. She has brown eyes, brown hair, worn in long twisted braids. She has a nose piercing, a birthmark on her left foot, and a scar on her right knee. You have any information about her? Please contact their police department at 770-513-5000. We have Kimberly Williamson. She's missing from Flint, Michigan. I know I went over her a couple times during my life, but some of these I don't know, they just hit my heart, and it never hurts to go over them once more. So in between, you will see ones that you've probably seen the day before. Kimberly Sue Williamson was last seen at McLaurin Hospital in Flint, Michigan. She is a double amputee with both legs amputated. Now you understand why I go over her a lot. If you have any information about Kimberly, please contact the City of Flint Police at 810-237-6951. Tierra's found safe. Missing Gregory Brown. He's missing from Little Rock, Arkansas. He does look like Detective John. Just keep that in mind. It's just to me that he does. He just does. He does look like Detective John to me. And that if I seen him out, that's how I would think, wait, that could be Gregory Brown. So each person I always try to find something in their face that can remind me of maybe someone I know. Something like that. Just so that if you saw them out, you would know. He was last seen January 2025. He's 39 years old, 5'9". He weighs 180 pounds. Gregory Brown was last known to be in Little Rock, Arkansas. Do you have any information about Gregory? Please contact the Little Rock Police Department at 501-404-3016. We have Lakeith Milbrook from Memphis, Tennessee. He was last seen January 27th, 2025. He is 16 years old. Look at that cute little grin. He is 5'7" and he weighs around 120 pounds. He was last seen in the 200th block of Vance in Memphis, Tennessee. He was last seen wearing a black jacket, white shirt, and black pants. If you have any information, please contact the Memphis Police Department at 901-636-4479. Joseph is missing from Birmingham, Alabama. He was last seen March 18th of 2021. He was 33 years old at the time of his disappearance, 6 foot tall, and he weighed around 200 pounds. Joseph was last seen in the parking lot of St. Vincent East Hospital on March 18th, 2021 in Birmingham, Alabama. He was last seen wearing blue jeans, a light blue shirt, and tennis shoes. He is described to have brown hair and blue eyes. Here is Jesse, found safe. Heaven McGee is missing from Stockton, California, last seen January 20th of this year. She is 20 years old, 5'4" and 130 pounds. The Stockton Police Department is currently investigating her disappearance, who was last seen on January 20th, 2025, at a truck stop in Stockton, California. She is described as having brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, please contact their police department at 209-937-8377. We have Brenda Davidson. She's missing from Woodbridge, Virginia. She was last seen March 4th, 1974. She was 13 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5'6", and she weighed around 150 pounds. Brenda Sue Davidson was last seen in Woodbridge, Virginia. She was last seen wearing a denim jacket with a fur collar and boots. If you have any information about Brenda, please contact the Prince William County Police Department at 703-792-6500. Let me take a look at chat, see how things are going over here. Everything good? Any questions? They go, you went over the Molly Miller. I remember that one, right? And I think Arctic did too, for sure. Okay. You guys are so well behaved. My goodness. I don't even have to block anybody or time anybody out. That's amazing. All right. Ellie's found safe. That's great. Great. Missing Peggy Reed. Peggy Reed is missing from Santa Rosa, California, last seen March 28, 1974. She was 15 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5'2", and weighed around 110 pounds. Peggy Ann Reed was last seen on March 28th in Santa Rosa, California, wearing a male Western styled shirt, brown dress slacks, dark navy blue men's windbreaker, and tan shoes with medical framed round glasses. She was born with a stork bite birthmark, also described as a red mark within her hairline, located on the back of her head. She is described to have brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information about Peggy Reed, please contact their sheriff's department at 707 565 2569. I'm going to stop and take a drink here. All right. I know I'm going to mess this name up. Wisdom may be able to help me with this one a little bit. I'm going to call her, how would you say that? Um, Laladia. I'm going to call her Laladia. Laladia is missing from Santa Clara, California. Please take a good. I may have messed her name up, so please take a look at her photos and her age progressed photo. I hate getting the names wrong, but I know I mess them up. She was last seen on November 25th, 1973 in Santa Clara, California. She was last seen wearing McDonald's work uniform, and she has a scar on her right foot. Sorry, I don't know what's dinging on this computer, but I don't know how to make that stop. Patricia, okay, I don't know what that is. Do you guys hear that? Do you hear that beeping? Uh, okay. Do you guys hear that beeping, or is it just me? Yeah, I don't know, but I have my Discord notifications off. That's crazy. I don't know where that's coming from. I apologize, guys, because I have all that shut off. I have like do not disturb and everything on here. I'm so sorry. So Patricia is missing from Grove City, Pennsylvania. Last seen October 26, 1973. She was 17 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5 foot tall and 98 pounds. I'm sorry, guys. Patricia was last seen on October 26th in the company of friends at the Barkleyville truck stop in Pennsylvania. The truck stop is located off Interstate 80, just east of Interstate 79. She was dropped off with a known male at a residence in the area located just outside of Grove City, Pennsylvania, commonly known as Hellville. It was late, likely after midnight. This is the last time she has been seen. She was last seen wearing blue jeans. You have any information, please contact the Pennsylvania State Police at 724-662-6162. We have Deborah Tomlinson missing from Creswell, Oregon, last seen October 15th, 1973. She was 16 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5 foot 5, and she weighed around 140 pounds. Please take a good look at her age progressed photo. Beautiful young lady. Deborah was left home on October 15th, 73 with another female teen whose identity is unknown. Deborah may go by the nickname of Debbie. She is described as having a ring of moles around her neck and brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information about Deborah, please contact the Lane County Sheriff's Department at 541-682-4150. I'm here. We have Kim Mallon. She's missing from Los Angeles, California. She's been missing since September 30th, 1973. She was 13 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5 foot 3, and she only weighed 125 pounds. Kim was last seen in Los Angeles, California California. Did you hear that? Last seen in Los Angeles, California on September 30th, 1973. She was last seen wearing white corduroy bell-bottom pants, a powder blue knit pullover type blouse, multicolored Oxford shoes, and a multi-stone turquoise silver pendant. She has scars on both wrists and brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information, please contact the UCLA Police Department at 310-825-1491. We have Sandra Hopler. Sandra is missing from, is that Scranton, Pennsylvania? Scranton, Pennsylvania. Last seen September 29th, 1973, age 18, 5 foot 4, and she weighed 125 pounds at that time. Kendra was last seen on September 29th, 73. She was a student at Keystone Junior College in La Plume, Pennsylvania, and was last seen at March Trailway Bus Station. Sandra has pierced ears, a small mole near the left side of her lip, another mole on her right hand near her thumb. She was last seen wearing a burgundy blazer, dark blouse, tan shoulder purse, and a new Seiko gold space watch. If you have any information, contact the Pennsylvania State Police at 570-963-3156. We have Sharon. Sharon is missing from Dayton, Ohio, last seen September 28th, 1973. She was 13 years old at the time of her disappearance, 5'7", and she weighed around 135 pounds. Sharon was last seen at her home and has not been seen or heard from since. She was last seen wearing a yellow long sleeve sweater, blue jeans, and tennis shoes, and she is described as having brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information about Sharon, please contact the Dayton Police Department at 937-333-2677. We have Cheryl missing from New York, last seen September 24th, 1973. Another beautiful young lady. Please look at her age progressed photo. You may know her. She may not even realize she's missing. Cheryl Ann was employed and lived at the Wesson, I'm going to get this wrong too, Wassaic State School in New York until the time of her disappearance. After September 24th, 1973, she had reportedly left behind her possessions and 2 paychecks. Cheryl was originally from Phelps, New York. She remained in regular contact with her family up until the time of her disappearance. No known vehicle. Cheryl was not reported missing until November 2nd of 1998. So she was last seen 1973. She was reported missing 1998. If you have any information about Cheryl, please contact the New York State Police at 845-877-3669. I think we will end here, and let me get back over here. All right. So I think we're going to end here unless you guys have some questions. Anybody have any questions? Sorry about all the beep beeps. I'm not sure how that's all going on, but it did sound like Discord, Mama. It did, but I don't know. Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. Good chance. Thank you, Fox. All right, guys. But what we'll do is I'll just play this outro, and I don't know if Dago's going live next, if he's set up or whatever. But I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. And again, thank you so much for joining me this morning. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Does anyone understand? Does anyone lend a hand? When the silence starts to bite, will you join me in this fight? Can you see them in your dreams? Can you hear their desperate screams? A heartbeat lost in the night. Oh, will you help me be their voice? In the darkness, let's rejoice, 'cause together we can shine a light. We'll raise our hands, we'll raise our hearts. Let's make